Whenever you go to your favorite tackle store and you're looking at all the new products that they come out with, you ever wonder how in the world they come up with all this stuff? Where do they test them at? Who gets to fish with them first? On today's show, we're going to be with such a person. We're going to get some of these questions answered right here, right now on the G3 Sportsman. So let's get started.
I lost him.
Give me my fish.
He fell off.
That thing pulled twice as hard as a silver.
Look at this catfish. Oh, you got to catch one.
Nice fish. Thank you, fish.
That's what I'm talking about. Get you some of that.
The G3 Sportsman is presented by Yamaha, when you want the best.
That fish there hit just as soon as that bait hit the water. That hit right out here. That's neat. Boy, he crazy, isn't he?
You know, before any of this bait and tackle ever reaches the stores, it's got to be field tested. Now, I'm talking about hours upon hours of abuse is put into each product, and then data is collected from field staff anglers. Now, this process can take months to work the kinks out before any of this stuff ever reaches the shelves. Now, Bill Fondren is a true field staffer. He field tests for several manufacturers, and it's his responsibility to test new products for the upcoming season of baits and tackle. I joined him recently on one of his secret locations to talk to him a bit about what it's like to be on a field staff.
There's a big hump right out
Look
here.
here, right here at the boat, Bill. Right here at the
that's
boat.
a nice
I watched
one,
him
too.
a while ago.
That is a nice.
Now, is that a Florida too?
That's
or-
Florida. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be able to pick him up.
No, you're gonna have to get down there. He's gonna get you on your knees.
No, he wasn't as big. Now that's a Florida as well, huh?
That's a Florida, right. There's not many native bass left in this lake. They're mostly fish that we put in here.
And he is pretty, healthy, and right there on that Stanley spinnerbait. Which one is this, Bill?
That's the Icon.
Icon. I just tipped it with a little old white trailer. Let me tell you, I'd have got a lot more fight out of that fish if he'd hit it the first time and stayed on it, but he followed it again and short rode me. I'll tell you, we're having a big old time out here. I guess the bass are just starting to, are they just starting to post-spawn a little bit?
Yeah, they're staging up.
Pre-spawn?
They're getting ready, and these fish,
We're catching buck bass right now.
these are bucks, and they're awful aggressive, and they're feeding up, I guess, getting ready to spawn. Huh?
This is kind of a rare treat for me because today I'm out here with Uncle Bill Fondren, and we're testing out some of the new baits from Stanley, some of the new rods from All-Star, the reels from Pfluger. And when you're on the engineering and the field staff like Bill is, you know, you get to try out all this new equipment, which is pretty cool. And so today I'm going with him, and we're trying them out on some largemouth down here by his home in Texas. And this is going to be a great day today because we're going to catch some fish. It's a perfect time of year. The weather, if it cooperates where we hadn't got any rain, we're going to catch a lot of fish on some few different baits. It's going to be a fun show. So catch us another one, Bill. Let's get this party started.
We got one over here. They just knocked that spinnerbait sideways.
Another one right here.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Look here, we got a double.
You got one too, huh?
Oh, wait a minute, this one's a aggravated back. Yours eat mine.
Oh, mine's not that big. All buck now.
These are all buck bass.
I'm getting to where I can't tell some of the difference in the, that looks more like a Texas, isn't it?
Well, this is a native bass here. You can tell. See
I
the
think this
difference
is
in
too, or is it?
That one is, But you can see the difference in the darkness of their lateral line and stuff.
Yeah, those others were more broke,
Yeah,
wasn't they?
they're broken and it's a lot darker.
Yeah.
And you can tell even when you're catching these fish, those Floridas are more, they're 10 times as aggressive for some reason or another.
Well, that one right there was pretty aggressive.
They're awful strong too. What I do is probably not exactly what everybody thinks I do. I don't tell these people how to build these baits, and I don't tell them how to shape a bait or anything like that. What I tell them when they ask me to run a bait or use a rod or use a reel, I have to fill out a paper on every one of them and tell them what I saw and what I liked and what I didn't like. And they take what I say and 4 or 5 other field testers, and they put all that information together, and then they go in the engineering department and they say, well, look, old Bill down there in Texas said that this thing jerks when you retrieving your bait, or fish hit its side. That's a little bitty fella there. It makes too much noise. It's got a squeak in it at a high speed retrieve, or this, that, and the other. They take everything and they weigh it up and they say, well, okay, well, if there's 2 of them says that, then there's got to be something wrong. Look at that little fella, how defined he is. That is pretty. But they take everybody's information that's on their staff, and they put it together, and then they get the engineers in there, and if they have questions, well, they'll call us or send us an email, and it's just it's fun. It's kind of like you helping make something that'll make fishing better, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. You turned the boat sideways, so I kind of got ahead of you on.
Well, quit that.
And I mean, fight. Man, that fight. Unbelievable. The hell those fish fight. That is amazing. That is. Like I said earlier, old Bill here, he's on the field staff and the engineering staff for several companies. And I've been begging him for well over a year to let me go out with him when he tests out some of this product. And it's kind of neat when you get to use some of the new stuff and some of the new baits and everything. And obviously this stuff's working. What kind of rods are you looking at here today, Bill? Which one are you?
The rod I'm using is a Team All-Star. It's an IM10. It's 6.6 fast light action spinnerbait rod, and it's doing real well. It lure weight 1/8 to 3/8. I'm gonna do this before I dump me in the water here, and line weight up to about 12, 14 pounds. And I've got the new Summit Fluger reel. It's 6.2. This one's 6.2 to 1 or 7.2 to 1, 7.2 to 1 retrieve. I love this reel. It's a good all-around reel. You can put heavy line on it, or you can put light line on it. It just depends on what you're fishing for and what you want to fish for. They're real. Ooh, there's a good one. Real diversified. That ain't a very big fish, but he sure did eat my spinnerbait. He thinks he's real big. God, you liable to get hurt around that brush out there. Somewhere up in here, there's a big old sow. Well, these little fellas are not just running around in here for the hell.
You know that Summit reel that you're using there, Bill, with that 7 to 1, when those first was kind of on the table there for looking at, and all, you were one of the first few guys that would get those prototypes and play with them a little bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I had this thing 2 years ago, and they were putting it off because of the Supreme,
Right.
and then they finally come on out with it, and now they've come out with the one even I think is a little better than this one. It's called a Patriarch. My duties on the field staff at Pfluger, it's testing and checking out new products. This is the way we receive them. They come in 4 or 5 at a time. They, you can see they have no name on them, nothing. They're just have a prototype number, which I won't show you that. But anyway, if we take these, we test them every way possible. We try to be as hard on them as possible. I take them apart, put them back together. I do whatever I want to with them. But all they're wanting from me is a report on how this thing works. And they take my input and everybody else's input that's on this staff, and they take it all and put it all together, and they come up with this. This is the finished product. This is a President, and it's a 46 size, 6746. This is actually a saltwater reel. But this is the way they come to me to start with, and when we get through with them, well, this is the way they look. Sound better?
He's bad. He's the best one I've caught so far. He's pulling my string. Come here, boy. You jumping one more time. Yeah. Pulling my string. Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all right there. Now, you see what that spinnerbait's done right there, and I'm gonna show you just a second. That's a nice little old bass right there.
Ooh, it is.
That's a nice, healthy bass right there. That spinnerbait, you see what he's done to it. He just put the kibosh on it. You can take these spinnerbaits and just bend them back and just straighten them right back up. And just that's how simple it was. And you see right there in the water, if we can get that, and you'll just see how straight that thing runs now. It runs just as straight after fighting that fish.
That tunable titanium.
It is. That tunable titanium, kind of hard for me to say, but that right there, as quick as that was, as bad as when he flared that arm out on there, you seen how long it took me to just bend it right back, and I'm right back to fishing. That's a good spinnerbait right there. And I mean, it runs just as straight as a string after that too. That's what fishermen are looking for. And the reason why those kind of baits are out there today is because you got people like Bill Fondren out here on days like today playing with these spinner baits, these new prototypes and all. And when he says they're good, that's when they go on the shelf, and that's when you guys can buy them. I know I'm gonna be wanting me some of these. We should have had Lonnie come out here. I might have got a truck full of them.
Well, we might get him one of these days. Something hitting up here. Sound like a truck. The truck tire dropped in the water.
Isn't that something, how they're jumping? Another company that Bill is affiliated with is one that, of course, we've all heard of, and that is rattle trap. How long you been with Everett and Emmett?
Oh, Lord, since back in the days of Ken Chamont. That's been 15 years.
15 years. And you know, this bait, and as soon as I can get this thing
I don't know who that is.
Untangled. Like I say, in these rattle traps, I mean, we've all used rattle traps. You know. That right there, what color is this? And Bill, what do y'all call this?
That's a
little
golden shad.
golden shad. You know, of course, they get their name, of course, right there. But this has been a deadly bait for, my gosh, I don't know how many years. And Bill's been affiliated with them forever. And this is just another bait that, you know, he's a part of. And it's, you know, now every time you catch one off a rattle trap, just think of old Uncle Bill here, that how many years that he's been using these rattle traps and his affiliation with the company and all. And this is just another super bass lure that I'm going to get to fish with today. And you can just see it's got the one trailer with the blood hook on there, and then of course it doesn't on the front. Now what's the difference, and why would they have one on one? And
Well, I do that myself.
oh, okay.
And I don't know why, Scott. That's just something to catch a fish with. I guess I got to doing that years ago, and it felt pretty good. And
that's what a lot of it is, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah.
Just you think some things are just kind of silly or whatever, and you just experiment, or you lose one of your regular hooks and you just put something else on. Next thing you know, you're catching fish. And a lot of times that's how a great bait is made, is just people experimenting. They take an old bait, they modify it a little bit, or add a little different color to it, dip it in something or whatever, and that's how a lot of these baits are made these days. And it's that's just fishing. Tell you what, when they short roll you by the boat,
you got but a foot of string out, like catching them on an anchor rope.
it's a good one there, Bill.
Yeah, that is a
Here.
nice fish.
And there's something else.
There's something else.
There's something else right there.
We can talk about it. You know when they built that thing with them steel jaws in it?
Yeah.
They sent me a bunch of them down here and said, try these.
Well, you the man.
Steel jaw is nice. That's pretty fish.
Just remember, those are, you know, you can give them away if you want to.
Oh, you'd like to have them, I guess. Boy, that wasn't a subtle hint, was it? I thought I was pretty subtle about jackets and stuff, but you come right on out about them pliers.
Yeah. Use me some pliers.
Yeah, I reckon you have them if you want. I ain't been asked quite that way in a long time, but that's pretty good. I'm gonna let you go with them. What these old bass are mean.
Okay.
All right, that old ribbit out here. What we're fishing right now is a ribbit frog. It's a hot feet, the new style. It's got the feet are dipped. It's the same colors as the other frogs, but we went ahead and dipped the feet and made them a little bit more visible. And they work a whole lot. They work real well. They're new. We're just getting started with them, but I think they're going to be fine. Come in 6 colors, I believe, and they're already out at all your favorite tackle stores, and they'll catch fish.
Yeah. Yep.
Old Scott got one on back there now.
You know, the ribbit frogs have been around for a few years now, hadn't they, Bill?
Yeah, it's about their 5th year.
You know, the thing about the frogs, when you know, Lonnie started with these ribbit frogs a few years ago, and next thing you know, there's everybody making a frog. Well, the frog craze started, and we've even done a show or two on these ribbits, and now everybody's trying to make that perfect frog. Well, so the guy that actually is one of the innovators in this in the frog business here thought that, well, why don't we just kind of make our frog just a little bit more brighter, give it just a little bit more color. So that's where they come up with these hot feet. And you can see this right here. That's about as bright a frog as you're going to find right there. They still got those patented feet on there, and that right there gives it action where you can work this thing like a buzzbait if you want it to.
As far as the baits, they come to me from the various bait companies, but they always come with a number, and every time I use one, I have to put that number down. This is the bug-eyed Stanley football jig. It's new, on the market already now, but we bang on them, test on them, cut on them, do whatever we want to with them, and put them out. Here they go. You can see everything that the bait companies send. They send to me in packages with numbers on them. We take them and put them in the water and do the best we can with them. Try to make something out of them.
So the next time you're watching one of your favorite shows and you see the word field staff underneath their name, maybe you'll get just a little better appreciation of just how much hard work and effort that those guys put in to making these quality products available for us, the sportsmen. Hope you like the show. We'll see you next week right here on the G3 Sportsman. Need to catch fish on this rod.